I will first come to the lady, Lakshmi Ashwin Gowda. Welcome to my show. This is the first time, Lakshmi, that you are
Yes.
on my show. Tell me
Thanks
something.
for
Yeah, what are you going to do about the dynastic politic accusation? You have gone hammer and tongs as a party. ये परिवारवाद है. Even your neighboring state, which is going to elections on 30th of November, results on 3rd December, Telangana, there Prime Minister Modi has thundered. KCR का परिवार यानी परिवारवाद यानी corruption. How do you explain this BSY to BSV, as it were?
Thank you for having me here, ma'am, and
It's a
happy
pleasure.
Deepavali to
To
you
you too, my
and to
dear.
my fellow panelists.
Yeah.
First and foremost, I would like to tell about Mr. Vijayendra. Mr. Vijayendra being the young, dynamic, agile, and the most hardworking person who will lead the party, standing in the vanguard, giving, rejuvenating, and rejuvenating, and coming out with innovative strategies, reinventing to win more maximum number of seats, that is 25 number, that is more than 25 number of seats in the upcoming Lok Sabha polls. And why I'm telling this fact is the Lingayat community, which felt alienated when the veteran leader B S Yediyurappa ji was asked to step on from the top force, now is so much on anvil and is so much exuberant and very much excited since they have given the prominent post. Vijayendra ji has been given the prominent post. He
Lakshmi,
is known for his
Lakshmi ji,
political prowess. He has
Lakshmi
proved
Ashwin
time and
Gowda,
again.
Lakshmi Ashwin Gowda, who asked BSYG to step out?
That was the
Whose
need of the
fault?
hour then.
What is the
Any
need of
political
the hour?
scenario,
No, to
in the
kind of
party
ask him to
politics,
step out, Lakshmi ji, who's such a tall leader, who worked at grassroots level. We all know the stories. You are way too young, but if you read back history, you will see how Ishwarappa and him used to travel in bicycles to kind of form the party. Who asked
that
to
is
go?
not
The
true.
central leadership, would you agree that the central leadership made a mistake in asking Mr. Yediyurappa to step down?
In doing party politics, sometimes within the parties, certain exigencies would crop up. In order to contain those exigencies, in order to get along with them, so taking such a type of decisions is a need of the hour. That was
No,
a need
but
of
it
the
was it
hour.
a
Then
bad
they've done
decision,
it.
Lakshmi ji? Was it a bad decision?
He
Wrong?
has done. Yes, it has proved the decision is wrong. Sometimes we do make false decisions, wrong decisions, and we will learn from our decisions. Now the party has understood the importance of him and the Lingayat community, and which has been again felt alienated by the Congress government because of the caste census, and the party officials have been kept out of the major executive posts
All
and
right.
the Congress itself has been grappling with the corruption and nepotism, corruption and
All right. Now, I
factionalism.
really appreciate your honesty, Lakshmi ji. Very few spokespersons will accept what you've accepted, and I think it's such a beautiful change. A, you're a woman. I'm so happy. You know, we should have more women on the panel. And
Thank you so
secondly,
much.
you talk straight. What else do I need? I think my show is made. Vijay, nice to see you. Happy Diwali to you.
Yes.
And Vijay, tell me something. In Vijendra's appointment, you know what Lakshmi ji was saying. Is this effort on the part of the BJP to send out a message to Lingayats? Considering now with their truck with the JDS, they feel the Vokaligas have been taken care of. Do you think this is going to work? Do you think it's a smart move?
Well, so the one thing that I would want to highlight over here is, we need to understand that there is a huge difference between the BJP which operates in the center and the BJP which has been cultivated in or developed or nurtured by B S Yediyurappa in Karnataka. In fact, we've seen it from the time it was two MLAs, and this was a party where Yediyurappa spared no effort along with Anand Kumar, Ishwarappa, and others in developing this party along with Jagdish Shettar. Now, clearly, this is something where when there was a fault in terms of uh, downplaying the contributions of Yediyurappa, and later on even during the 2023 elections trying to sideline him, and the party paid the price for it. Before this, if you remember, when Yediyurappa broke away from the party and formed the KJP, even then the BJP
Yes.
paid the price of not having Yediyurappa control the party affairs. Now, this charge which has been given to B.Y. Vijayendra actually is something which acknowledges the contributions and the understanding that Yediyurappa has of party politics in Karnataka. This is something which is very, very dynamic. And we all know that, caste is something which is very, very crucial as far as Karnataka is concerned. And coming from the Lingayats who felt ruffled as far as, the kind of treatment that was given to B S Yediyurappa, certainly showed their strength and gave the victory to the Congress. Now, it is clearly damage control, and I hope it is not short term damage control, because we are seeing in the last 3 days, I've been observing B.Y. Vijayendra very closely that, the Lingayats were the first thing that, he on day one. Yesterday, he spent the time with Okaligas, and today with the OBCs and the Dalit communities. So clearly, this caste engineering that Vijayendra has been working on in the last 72 hours from the time he's
Right.
been given charge of the state unit clearly shows that he's following his father's footsteps. And that is something which is a positive signal for the Karnataka BJP, though there are many within the party who are unhappy about his
Yes.
elevation,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
we saw anger by C.T. Ravi and others, while others have been very silent and discreet and may wait for some time before they hit back at him.
Let me get Banuchandar in. Banuchandar, the point is that, one is trying to understand, does Vijayendra have the gravitas like his fathers? And let's not blame him, he's young. By Indian political standards, 47 is actually a greenhorn. Many people have been very disparaging, and I think it's very patronizing and condescending to say, oh, he's a greenhorn just because you're young. If you're old, they say you should retire and be a margdarshak. I don't know what people want. But anyway, coming back to this, I want to ask you something. See, more than anything else, I want to talk about the perception. The Vokkaligas voted almost for the Congress party. We know this, maybe D.K. Shivakumar. So, the whole thing that, the JDS has the Vokkaligas under its thumb is a myth. Similarly, by suddenly appointing Vijayendra, that does not mean that the Lingayats are going to come back to the party fold and say, okay, let's quickly vote for him, because the Lingayats are also kind of, I will not say not united, but they are also segregated in several ways. There are subsects and subsects. Do you think it's going to work? Do you think Vijayendra is going to work as a state president?
Good evening, Sudha. Happy to be here. So I see this event as the triumph of bottom-up politics over top-down politics. The bottom-up politics in terms of the organization and the voters wanted Yediyurappa, but the top leadership of BJP wanted an organizational change. So in this contest, I think the bottom-up politics won. So the BJP top leadership sort of ended in a situation where they told Yediyurappa, I want you, but I also don't want you. So it is sort of a very weird situation. But the appointment of BSY's son is actually a proxy for BSY. And I think this is, you should look at it as a 6-month sort of a focus, because like after that, like, you have a 4-year pause for any election to happen in Karnataka. So I think this short-term nature of thing is what was in consideration.
No, but they are looking at Lok Sabha elections. I mean, Vijay is also raising his hand. I somehow don't agree with a 6-month kind of interregnum that you're speaking about. Vijay, Bhanu, I'll come back to you. Vijay, please go ahead before I go to Lakshmi ji.
Well, see, as far as, B.Y. Vijayendra is concerned, I have seen his working style very closely from the time when even there was the JDS-BJP alliance in 2006. They were the backroom boys, Vijayendra and Raghavendra, who were very young at that time and were actually the backroom boys for Yediyurappa, and they have learned the politics very closely. And we must give credit, while, dynasty politics is being spoken about and is, something that will be debated in the coming few days. But I must credit B.Y. Vijayendra for the kind of, management skills that he's picked up from his father. And we've seen the kind of responsibilities he was given even as the vice president of the party, where, all the by-election responsibilities were given to him. And that was something where clearly he showed because every by-election that the BJP contested during Bomai's period, he had ensured single-handedly that he won it for them. So organization and being the youth leader of BYJM for 2 years very clearly has given him the reach and the caste formulation that he's picked up from his father. And it's not just because he's Yediyurappa's son that he's been given this responsibility. Clearly, the onus is on him that he will have to ensure that at least 25 seats in the Lok Sabha elections are won, and that is going to be a huge task because the trouble
Yeah,
for
right, right.
Vijayendra I don't see from Congress. I see from within his own
Within,
party that there could
exactly,
be
exactly,
troublemakers.
absolutely, there are troublemakers waiting. Of course, Bhanu, please finish your argument, because I don't think the 6-month tenure is practical at all. I mean, he's got a huge task in front of him. There are 3-4 things that he needs to do. Go ahead before I go to Lakshmi ji.
Yeah, Sudha, I did not mean that he was appointed for 6 months or something like that. I'm saying that the move was made with the next 6 months in mind. So the transfer, I mean, he has to work obviously for the next many years of
Right.
the rest of his term to strengthen the party. And like what you said, the Lingayats are now split, right? Out of the 46 candidates that the Congress fielded in 2023, 37 won. So which means that like there's a huge amount of Lingayat anger against the BJP, and they have to pacify it, right? And also, like given the JDS alliance came through, it was very clear that it has to be like a Lingayat face, and most probably Yediyurappa, somebody related to him, to come as the president. So I think it makes sense in hindsight. And I think the LOP position is also vacant. Let's see how they actually plan it out so that the social
All right,
engineering comes
okay.
to
Lakshmi ji, I want to talk what Vijay spoke about, and I think that is one of the major challenges that Vijayendra ji is going to face. The revolt within. C.T. Ravi, very, very smart, but we know he's upset. Also, there was talk about V. Somanna, Arvind Ballad. We know Shobha Karandalaje was also there. Of course, the caste factor is there. Shobha ji, for instance, is a Vokaliga, C.T. Ravi. But the point is, what kind of skills does Vijayendra have? And I'm not saying because I'm hiring him for a job. Because of the situation that is there in BJP, he needs to have special, like look at right now, even as you and I speak, Yediyurappa ji is actually speaking to a lot of people to say, Solpa adjust Madi, it's all right, let's all adjust, go ahead, we have a task in that. It takes age, it takes experience, it takes that much of. What kind of maturity does Vijayendra have according to you?
Thank you, ma'am. Vijayendra is young, dynamic, agile, and he is blessed with tremendous organizational and managerial skills that the party acknowledges his managerial skills and organizational skills in winning the by-polls that's been held in the previous tenure of the BJP government in Kerpet in Mandya, Sira in Tumkur, and Basva Kalyana in Bidar. And he has given tremendous success to the party where there was no base at all to the party, and is so much agile, and he himself is so much hardworking. He will lead the party standing in the vanguard, and he'll definitely be the torch bearer to the party. And in addition to that, his father's political prowess and his image, more than the larger than the life image, will definitely give the much bigger and much cushioning that is needed to strongly take on the Congress government, which is often grappled with corruption and factionalism, and its total fiasco in delivering the developmental politics, and this appeasing the minority communities, and coming out with a caste census which is inimical to both dominant caste in Karnataka, that is Lingayat and Vakaligas. He'll definitely take on
Right,
that. And
okay.
the political tussle between the two tall leaders of the Congress government, that is CM Siddaramaiah and D.K. Shivkumar, he will definitely bank on that, and he will definitely bank on its total fiasco in implementing the
It's not
freebies
about the
and
Congress,
positive
Lakshmi ji.
implementation.
It's about your party. Your party, please, let's focus on your home.